Although I don't like Minecraft, I really like voxel graphics, and associating it with being a roguelike first-person shooter made me accept Void Wizard, a game that seemed quite promising in the trailer, but although it's fun, it seemed short and quite repetitive, even for a roguelike. I have to confess that I'm not a big fan of roguelikes. Although games like The Binding of Isaac are able to disguise the repetition a little bit with the appeal of the story unfolding as we progress through the game, what I really like are roguelites. Games like Hades, where we work to improve our conditions for the next run. This little trick introduces a greater purpose than simply improving our skills. What invariably happens in games like Void Wizard is that I get tired of them relatively quickly. And it's very easy to get tired of Void Wizard. Our goal in the game is to defeat the wizard to become the new wizard, a kind of coup d'etat. That's the story. To do this, we have to defeat some enemies that appear in procedurally generated dungeons in 2 different themed levels. I will repeat myself. The game is a first-person shooter in a voxel graphical style roguelike repetitive. Why does it get repetitive quickly? For many reasons. Firstly, although the dungeons are procedurally generated, they are only a selection from a short number of predefined rooms that after a handful of runs we already know by heart. Then the diversity of enemies is short and we quickly know what we are going to find, and finally, the number of weapons is short and not at all balanced. As some are very powerful, others are practically useless. I can also add that when we discover the reason for the game loop, the only thing it adds is a greater number of enemies in each dungeon, the same enemies all over again. Despite all this, I actually have fun with the game. We have a life bar and a magic bar that we use up as we fire the different weapons. This magic bar works, in theory, as a way of trying to balance the power of the different weapons, which we can use in pairs, but without ever achieving it. We have a map that helps us navigate the dungeons, but from the beginning it tells us the type of room we are going to find. As expected, there is a store in each level where we can buy items, the most common one being life. The fight is fluid and there is a satisfying feeling when shooting, and a useful feedback when we hit the enemy. The sound effects are interesting and distinct, as is the music suited to each level, which scales in speed and intensity as we progress. But I have to come back to the same point. This get good spirit makes the game very unambitious, especially because it only has 2 levels, a quick ending, it is extremely generic in its concept, so there is nothing special to grab the player in this world in which everyone has a huge backlog of games. Why keep playing this one and not any of the others? Probably for no reason. Although it is a perfectly acceptable and playable fun game, it is short and shows me that the game being good is not enough at this point. I love indie games because it is in them that I find the novelty, that the risk appears. The new mechanics that are later refined and tuned by studios with greater financial power. Void Wizard plays it safe, trying to do everything neat and tidy, sticking to the graphical style that produces a very eye-catching trailer, but that's not enough. Coming out in the middle of a dozen of other games makes it difficult for something to stand out without having something where it's especially good at. And there it is. Is Void Wizard a bad game? No, but there are many mini annoyances combined with the fact there is nothing special to show. At the time of writing I still don't know his price, and this is one of the cases where it can make all the difference. If it is cheap, go for it, but any price above 10 euros is likely to make you regret it. See you next time, guys. Bye!